This is Stampy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video. And another video inside of Stampy's lovely world. Today in this video, it is going to be me and the bear, me and Lee Bear together, building again the way it so often is. Sadly, no other helpers with us today, and the reason for that is because I think we're good enough. I don't think we need any more helpers today. I think we are good enough as a team that we can completely finish building the Maze Master game with just the two of us. That's what the plan is going to be. But before that, we need to do all of our beginning video things, and we're actually going to skip breakfast for now, and you're going to see why soon. But we're instead going to go straight over to the love garden, and I'm going to be having my cake, and we're going to be doing the race after that, and I will explain why in just 1 second. But first, I want to say a huge hello and welcome to my love garden to Alexis, and that's because Alexis had their 11th birthday, and they had a special guest of me, or at least someone dressed very closely to me, and you can see that they decorated it with these huge Minecraft dirt blocks, and also look how amazing the Minecraft bouncy castle is in the background. I think it looks absolutely amazing. You see they had goodie bags and all sorts there, and I want to say thank you very much for sending me the picture. I hope you had a good birthday, and welcome to my love garden. Anyway, the reason why I've skipped breakfast, I know it doesn't seem like me, is because what I think we could do, our race to the doghouse, we should race from whichever room we eat the cake in. In my last episode, I came up with a new idea that we could start eating breakfast in some different locations. Rather than always having it in my bedroom, we could eat it from somewhere else, and then we can race to the doghouse from there. So let's go, and I'm really slow right now because I'm really hungry. Let's have it in the bathroom. Eating food in the bathroom isn't generally a good idea, so don't place it anywhere near here, Lee Bear. Let's place it near the bath. The bath is pretty clean. Let's just go and squirt some water in. We can have some nice soggy cake, and then we can have breakfast here, and then, tell you what, the second I have the last slice of cake, the race begins. That's going to be the starting line. Most people fire a gun or wave a flag. We eat a cake. Right. Nom, 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 nom. There's the final slice, and the race has begun. The first person to the doghouse is going to choose which dog is going to be joining us for the duration of the video, and I got onto a very good lead. I kind of have the advantage because I got to eat the cake. I kind of knew when I was going to eat the final slice. I know Lee's quite a little bit behind me, but oh no, I was too busy looking behind me. I actually ran into the door, but I'm now into the doghouse, and I'm now into the doghouse properly. I think we're going to count this as the actual line, as being in the doghouse if you went that way. And oh, it's okay, Lee. It's only for fun, and all it means is that I get to pick which dog's going to join us. So it benefits both of us because I get to have a dog joining me. And how about Barnaby? Do you fancy joining me? If you fancy joining me in this video, make sure your collar stays red. Yay! Barnaby wants to join me, so he can stand up. Let's go and let's grab a few pork chops for him as well, just in case he gets peckish. I like cake, and my dogs like pork chops. Let's go and grab quite a few of these. Barnaby can be very peckish sometimes when we're building things. And now let's go and head back over to the fun land where we can continue building the Maze Master game. And if you didn't see the last video, I recommend seeing it first, just so you know what the game is. The general idea of it is that it's an invisible maze by doing a little trick where you put fence gates under the ground and then cover them with carpets. You can open and close the fence gates to give the effect of invisible walls. And in the last episode, we put down all of the fences, and we covered them all with carpets. And in this episode, we need to do underneath the game, basically decorate it a little more, because at the moment, I've tunneled out more than I did in the last video, but it looks a little bit like an ugly cave, and not like one of my big and bright colourful mini games. So we need to sort that out first, and I then also need to add a roof over everything. I need to add a big ceiling of glass over the top, and then we can go and have ourselves a little bit of a tester game. And oh, we need to add a little bell on the front of those mine carts, I think, just so you know when someone's coming, so you don't end up getting hit. And alright, luckily we're actually building quite close by. I'm used to having a really long trek running over to wherever we're building over there, but luckily we are building right about here, so we can get started immediately. see. And so yeah, this is what we did in the last episode. It doesn't look like much, but underneath the carpet, you can see I'm kind of bobbing up and down, and that's because there's a whole load of fence gates around here, and dogs love to jump around and dance on them. And underneath here, I'm going to get my sword out in case there's any googlies. Actually, it seems like the light can actually shine through the carpet. Look how bright it is down here. There's 0 torches down here, but it's all lit up and nice and lovely and ready for us to start building in. So Barnaby, you can go and sit down here and we can begin building. So basically, all I need to do is copy the pattern that's above me underneath. So this is the middle here, and this is where the black wall is. So let me go and try and just look up and try and work it out. That does not need to go here. Is this in line for the corner? I guess if I just stand in it and look up, I don't know if it is. It's actually really difficult to build like this. If I work out the exact middle, which is this one here, I can kind of just build around it and make sure it's all equal. It should all be 5 by 5. So I think I need to go out to about here. Basically 2 blocks either side of the pillar, and then 2 blocks either side of the pillar here, and there we go. This is the patch which is going to be in the exact middle, and then all we need to do is copy the rows that are above me. So I'm going to start off with this row of orange wool here, and then I'm just going to keep alternating and going around the sides like this. So basically the ceiling should look exactly the same as the floor, and then we're going to do a pretty similar pattern with the walls as well, and then hopefully once we're finished and added a few torches, it's just going to look like a very big, bright, colourful room in the same style as the game up above you. And the stripes also do play a little bit of a purpose in the game, in the fact that it makes it easier to work out which rows you've opened a fence gate on. Because the maze master is going to come down here, and then they're going to open a gate on each row, on each kind of circle, and they could say that like, oh, I've opened a gate on the first orange one, and then I've opened it on the first blue one. It kind of helps you keep track on what rows you've opened gates on as well. So there is some purpose to it, rather than it just looking really cool. So we've actually done a pretty good job already with doing most of the floor. I might actually do a little bit of a start on on some of the walls. So let's make sure I start it in the right place. So let's go and line it up to make sure that I start doing the walls in the right place. And it's basically just going to be more stripes that are going to be orange and blue. So it looks like there should be an outer row here, and then the wall should start here. So I think I actually made the tunnel a little bit bigger than I needed to, but that's okay. It's better than making it a little bit smaller than I needed to. So then there's going to be a blue stripe there, and then an orange stripe there. So you can see it kind of lines up perfectly with the ceiling above me. And then the only other thing I need to do is sort out this entranceway where the little ladder comes down. I'm going to make it so it kind of pokes out a little bit. Just so then that way the ladder's not going into the middle of the room. And then the entire underneath will be done. And then the only other thing I need to do is to go and do all of the glass, which is going to be upstairs at the top there. And I just realised I got so excited with running over here, I didn't actually remember to bring any of the glass with me. I did have a whole bunch in the furnace, but I think hopefully Lee Bear's got enough on him that we should be able to get the entire thing finished anyway. That's what the plan is. Alright, let's go and carry on doing some of the floor along to here. So this should be, yep, this is an orange row here, and then it'll be a blue row next, and then this should link it up to the wall here, and we should get a pretty good idea of what this room is going to look like. Basically a whole load of blue and orange stripes. And the way I come up with the colours for a lot of these mini games is that there's certain colours that just kind of look good together. If you do like a Google image search for color wheels or complementary colors, you can see that there's certain colors that just go better together and just look a little bit nicer. So I did one of the games recently. I built out of yellow and purple, and that's because yellow and purple generally just looks good together for some reason. It's just the way that our eyes see the colors, and the light just means that the colors look good together. So that's the reason I went for the orange and the purple. And I don't know, there just seems to be something a little bit mystical and hypnotic about it. I don't know if you know what I mean, because it's all about maze masters and things. I don't know, it just seemed to be the right colour for the game as well. So what I normally do is when I'm kind of trying to come up with the games, is I'll try building just a little tester with a few different colours, and just see which one looks best. And then once I've decided on my colours, I just have to dye a whole load of sheep and then just spend a long time shearing them until I've got enough wool to build what I need to build. And we've actually almost got it done down here already. I told you that me and Lee Bear are such a good building team that we could get this done all by ourselves. I am a little bit proud. So I've got a little bit more blue wool here, but I am starting to run out of the orange wool. But once again, hopefully Lee Bear was more prepared than me and packed some more wool. And this here is the only other bit that I really need to worry about working out. So I guess if I go to here like this, and then to here like this, I can do an orange stripe down there, and I guess then this can then be blue. So the ladder is in the exact right place where it's going to be leading up. So I guess I can kind of just work from that. I might just kind of fill all of this in here with orange rather than worrying about making it alternate, because I don't think it will match up to the top. You can see that the top is kind of just all orange there, so I might just do the wool here just the exact same as that, so it all matches. So I might just do orange like here like this, and then get rid of these blocks and do this whole wall as orange. And actually I have just about run out of orange wool. Do you have any spare orange wool on you at all, Lee Bear, that you might be able to pass my way? Thank you very much. And do you have any glass as well? I forgot to grab my glass. I don't know if we need to run home very quickly and grab some more. This should hopefully be enough, at least enough to get started and give a good idea what it's going to look like. And also, we should probably think about adding a few torches down here, because it was okay when it was day and the sun was shining through the carpets, but now it's got a little bit darker. I wouldn't want any googly spawning in here. And Barnaby, come on, you knew I was about to build there, Barnaby. Don't lie and pretend you didn't know I was about to start building there. I might actually make this so it all kind of just fits in perfectly. So there's just one little row here, and I might add, I'll add blue there, and then some orange here, and down here like that. And if I change this one, I think to orange as well, does this look okay? I might actually do one strip of blue around here. You can see how quickly I changed my idea for how I want to build things. If I add blue around there like that, and that ladder there we go. That looks quite good. I think this entire room looks quite good actually. So let's go and throw down a few of the torches just to light this place up. If I just do some like along here like this, there should be hopefully at least enough to stop the googlies from spawning down here, because this area is for maze masters only, and zombies and skeletons and creepers are not maze masters. They're just a little bit of a pain, to be honest. Right, let's go and add I think I'm going to add some torches on the walls here as well, just to make sure it is definitely lit up enough. You can never be too careful when you're trying to stop googlies from spawning around the place. So I'm going to put one torch down here on the wall there, and then I'm going to go upstairs and start placing inside some of the glass, which is very important, because otherwise the whole invisible wall effect just basically doesn't work. And Lee Bear's being very careful watching for googlies up here. Actually, tell you what, there are a couple beds down here. The safest way to make sure that googlies won't be arriving is to sleep safely in bed for the night, and then in the morning it should be light enough that none are going to be spawning anyway. So now let's go and begin work on the ceiling. So first I need to build a few pillars on the corners here, which are going to be holding up all of the glass. So I'm going to go up to about here, and then just kind of do these little blocks here, and then this basically does a frame where we can go and start placing in all of the glass. So the glass is basically going to be above everything apart from the very middle there, because in the very middle, that's going to be where we get up. And actually, is this the right height? This is. Look, you can see that I can't walk under it unless the gate was open. So if I just go and build this the whole way in, and then this will be the game completely done. The only other little thing that I kind of need to do is to add fences around the outside of the game, which doesn't really matter too much, but it just means that it kind of just sort of like segments off the game and just sort of says this is where the game is, just so we don't get any people people wandering onto it and getting stuck inside of the the invisible maze and not wondering why they're able to walk anywhere. So let's just go on the inside here, and I can just go and start building this glass all in big long rows along here. And then once we've filled it all in, me and Lee Bear can have a little bit of a test to go where we can take turns being the maze master and trying to come up with a devious pattern that the other person needs to navigate their way through. But I think when the game's going to be really fun is when we have a whole load of people playing the game together. It kind of does work as a 1v1 game. I guess you could do it as a time trial. I guess you could time how quickly one person takes to get to the middle of the maze and then switch around. But I think when it's going to be most fun is when there's a whole load of people all in the maze together and they're all struggling to get their way into the middle. I tell you what we could do then. We could do it so it's 3 of us. It could be me, Lee, and Barnaby, and we can see who can get to the the middle of the maze any better. We can see which species of animal is the best at navigating invisible walls. Is it going to be a cat? Is it going to be a dog? Or is it going to be a bear? Anyway, I keep placing these in the wrong place. Actually, I don't even know why I'm destroying them, because they do need to go there anyway. The only place they don't need to go is in this very middle area, because there's actually going to be some ladders here, and I've got one ladder on me here which I can place so I can jump up, and then I'm going to go and run over to my crafting table and see, look at that. Instead of making a new crafting table, for once I actually decided to head over to one of the old ones, and I can go and make a whole load of these ladders. And I'm actually going to place some of these ladders on, actually I'm going to make a few more, because I'm going to be placing some of them on the pillars that are on the outside as well. So these are going to be up here, and that is just in case you need to get to the middle of the maze for some reason. Say if you're the maze master and you just want to get onto the top so you can watch, then there's just going to be ladders here so you can go and climb up and do that. And so I'm going to go to the middle as well, and add a whole more section of ladders around here, so that whoever wins and gets to the middle isn't then going to be stuck there forever. They do have a way to get back out rather than just having to go through the entire maze again. So let's just go and add a few more ladders around here, and then I guess I can start adding some of the fences around the outside as well, just to block the rest of the game off from everywhere else. So I should hopefully have enough wood on me. Yep, I got 48 blocks of wood, and I can make pretty much all of that into the planks, and then pretty much all of those planks into these sticks, and then that's what I can use in order to make these fences. So let's go and make as many of these as we can. Hopefully 62 will be enough to be able to be around the entire outside of this area here. I'm not sure if it will be, but I do have enough wood on me to go and cut some more down. And Barnaby had to make a decision there. I saw him on one side of the gates, and I saw him deciding, shall I stay on this side or shall I quickly jump through and join Stampy? And I'm glad to say that he decided to jump through and join me. And yeah, we're definitely not going to have enough of these fences, because there's 25 on each side, and I've only got about 15 left. So I am going to have to make a few more of them, but I'm glad to say that once these are down, that is literally the game completely done, to the point where there is nothing else for us to do to it apart from to play it, which is always the best thing about minigames. It's always more rewarding, rather than just, I think, playing games other people have made, or like going on PC and like going on servers and playing games that other people have made. I think there's always something a little bit more fun and special when you build the game yourself and you can design it and do it exactly as you want, and then when you play it with friends, there's just something a little bit more fun and special about doing it that way, rather than just only playing games that other people have made for you. So that's why I always enjoy playing my own mini games. And it's always good to have a chance to play with all my friends as well. So there we go. The last fences are down, so it's now time to have a little bit of a tester on the game then. So Lee Bear, do you want to be the maze master first, or would you like to have a go in the maze? So either go downstairs or just stand ready. Oh, it looks like he wants me to be the maze master. Right then, so you got to wait there for 1 second, Lee Bear, and I need to go down here and I need to start opening some of these gates. So seeing as it's a bit of a test to go, I'm going to make it a little bit easier, and I'm going to open 2 gates on each side just to make it easier for him to get to. Because it's also going to be a little bit harder, seeing as he's going to be going by himself. It's going to be a little bit harder for him to get through, because he basically can't copy what anyone else is doing. So I'm going to open some here as well, and I'm going to open some down here just to make it a little bit more easy. I'm going to add a few more random ones just around the place like that. And so now only the gates that I've opened will Lee Bear be able to get through to make his way to the middle? So it looks like Barnaby's already started, Lee Bear. So I'd go as fast as you can and try and get your way through. I'm going to quickly make a few more ladders just so I can climb up to the top on this side over here, and then I can watch over Lee Bear. So the first thing he needs to do is find the first patch of open gates, just so we can get his way into the maze to start with. Because when you have most games where you're racing, there's one very definite starting line, and that's where you will start. He needs to find the starting line, and it looks like he has. He's just now made his way through the first gate. And how's Barnaby doing? Barnaby looks like he's just dancing. Because he's shorter than Lee Bear, he doesn't get stuck like Lee Bear does, so he should find it easier. And there we go, Barnaby's the winner and got into the middle. Only joking, only joking. Oh, Lee Bear's making some really good progress, actually. He's probably over halfway through the maze. I think he's only got 2 more rows of gates to get through. Make that 1 more row of gates to get through, and he did it. He made his way into the middle. Congratulations, Lee Bear. You won the race against yourself, and you were able to get to the middle. It was a good test, though. Right then, it's now your turn to be the maze master. So you can hop downstairs, and you can shut a few of my gates. Actually, I might give you a hand shutting all of the gates that I opened, and then I'm going to go back upstairs, and you can go and open a few more for me, just like I did for you, and we can see whether I can get to the middle just as quick as you did. So there's a few more gates open over here, and 1 open here. There's a couple I opened together over here. But when we play the game properly, and there's a whole group of us, we won't be opening as many gates as we are now for this test to go. There'll only be 1 gate open on each row. So Lee Bear, it's now your turn to be the maze master. You can go and start opening all of the gates that you want. And then come upstairs, give me a little nod, and then I know that I can go and begin my go trying to get to the middle. So I don't actually know how fast Lee Bear was, but I guess I can kind of guess to whether if I was quicker than him or not. It's probably not a very accurate way, but we're not really playing to win now. We're only really playing for fun and just to test out whether the game actually works or not. So it looks like Lee Bear's still down underneath, opening up some of the gates, trying to decide the route. So I guess you could either open gates really close to each other and hope that they're going to miss them. Like, say if there's a gate open here and you open one right next to it to the left, but the other person goes right, they're going to have to go the entire way round before being able to get to the next row. But if you opened a gate here and then opened another one on the complete opposite side, you know that they won't have the chance of taking as long, but there's a good chance that no matter what, it's going to take them a while to get to the next row. I don't know if that made any sense, but it did to me. Right then, Lee Bear, am I able to begin? Can I start my journey? Right. So all I need to do now is find the entrance, and woo! I was able to get into the first row very quickly there. Let's see if I can get into the middle before Barnaby. Oh, there we go. I got forward a little bit more there, and oh no, looks like Barnaby's already pretty much made his way to the middle. So what you kind of want to do is just sort of push into the wall and slide along just like that, and see how far you can get through. So you can never get through on the corners, so they don't matter that much. And so if I was playing against other people, I would also be trying to watch all of them and see when they get further into the middle, and then you can quickly rush over to where they were, or if they're ahead of you, kind of remember which way they went to get into the middle, and then that way you can have the best chance of getting the fastest route into the middle. And I'm nearly there. I'm so nearly there. Just 1 more gate to get through. Which side's it going to be on? I reckon this side. Nope. This side over here. I think this is the last side I've not checked. And, oh no, I don't think I could get on that side either. Oh, it's here. I went right past it before, but there we go. I was able to get into the middle. I think that was about the same time as it took Lee Bear to get through as well. And here's my prize, a nice big cake. But you know what? I don't think I deserve the cake. I think that the real winner here was Barnaby, because he won both times. So here you go, Barnaby. You can have some pork chops for your reward. Ah, dear. But sadly, we have just about run out of time in this episode here. So in the next episode, I'm going to be inviting in a few of my friends, and we can have a Maze Master tournament, which should be jolly good fun. But sadly, as I said, there's no more time now. So I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later.